Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Power of Your Mind podcast. You're listening to episode 248, Taking Control of Your Life with one of my favorite topics, self-hypnosis. I'm Jim Kellner, comedy hypnotist. I'm joining once again Victoria Gallagher, who is the #1 best-selling author of The Practical Law of Attraction. She's also the author of Ultimate Weight Loss Power, How to Manifest Your Soulmate, and the founder of HipTalk.com and the HypnoCloud apps, the premier online destination for hypnosis recordings. There's over 500 recordings to choose from. HypnoCloud provides solutions for people from all walks of life, guided meditations, affirmations, and hypnotherapy to help with the law of attraction, manifestation, business success, stress, anxiety, sleep issues, and more. So be sure to download it from the app stores. The goal of this show is to inspire you to dream big. Live your best life, as every week we discuss how to manifest what you want in life. We talk about manifesting in general, affirmations, meditation, hypnosis, to help people to create the life of their dreams. We've even gotten messages from people who Victoria has helped to manifest their dreams. So if you want to start manifesting like they do, you want to live your best life, join us and help us. Let us help you tap into the power of your mind. Welcome, Victoria.
Hey, Jim, how are you? Good to
I'm
see
doing
you.
great.
Good to,
Thanks. How are you
yeah,
today?
I'm doing pretty good, I'm expecting a big build today. Had
Awesome.
a 3-hour conversation with my development team yesterday, and we're just kind of checking things off our list, and I'm seeing a lot of activity on the Trello board, things getting commented on, things getting done. Seeing screenshots of things looking the way that I want them to look. So I am pretty excited. And this may not make sense to anybody right now as you're listening to this in March, because by March, the app would probably already be getting released. Hopefully, fingers
Yes.
crossed. Fingers crossed. We're
Oh, wow.
manifesting it, right? We are manifesting it.
Absolutely. And so I wonder, maybe we can use some self-hypnosis to manifest some stuff in our own lives. So today's subject, of course, is taking control of your life with self-hypnosis. As we know, you and I both know, it's a powerful tool, self-hypnosis is, to take control of your life by allowing you don't even need us. You can access the unconscious mind and reprogram yourself to reach your goals. A little easier when you work with us, I'll tell you. But today we'll discuss the basics of self-hypnosis, how to get started with it, how it can be used to improve your life. So let's start by discussing the basics. Victoria?
Yes. Yeah. So maybe I should use that sometime. No, no, honestly, I've been using self-hypnosis my whole life, on and off here and there. I go through, periods where I kind of like forget that I have all this power. And, it's easy sometimes to just forget who you are, how powerful you are, how you have this super powerful mind that you can program at will to do what it is that you want it to do. And, so today we're going to talk about, ultimately, if you're kind of new to the show, you haven't tuned in before, maybe not really familiar with actually what self-hypnosis is. So we're going to go into the basics of it. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can get started to reprogram your own mind and how you can use self-hypnosis to reprogram your own subconscious mind for your benefit. Because you know what? We're actually reprogramming our subconscious mind all the time, unknowingly, to our unbenefit, if that's a word.
Right.
Giving
Right.
ourselves affirmations and suggestions that are not very helpful. And other people are programming us just the same. When people tell you things like, "Oh, that seems really hard," or that, "Oh, you'll never be able to do that," or, whatever it is. People say things thinking that they're being helpful, but they're being very unhelpful. people, say things all the time to try to protect you, to try to help you to keep safe, to keep you in your comfort zone. Well, sometimes being in your comfort zone is actually working against you. And we have programs in our mind that keep us safe, but safe sometimes can be uh, synonymous with stuck and not moving forward and not getting the things that we really, really want to get, our weights, our business, our abundance, our relationships, our health, all those things.
Yeah, and I was just reminded of a client of mine that I was working with a while back, and her mom had always given her a hard time about her weight growing up, and it still affects her to this day, even though she's fairly thin now. One time she told me, I asked her to make a list of all the things she doesn't like about herself so we could try to get rid of it all. We're 72 things
Oh my
physically that she didn't
goodness.
like about herself. I'm trying to think, how do you even come up with 72 things on a human body that you don't like about yourself? But that was programmed, early on. So we
Did you
know
have
that a
her
lot of
make a
people,
list of the things she did like?
yes, absolutely. And we burned the old list. Yeah. And really trying to help her to find the good things, because it was really easy to come up with 72 things she didn't like,
Hmm.
which still blows me away. I mean, you got to be counting fingernails. I mean, everything. I don't know. Individual, I would
That's a
think,
lot
right?
of things. Most
I
people
could
don't
count maybe
even
three.
realize they have 72 body parts.
Right. So yeah, that's tough. And so she was sort of hypnotizing this belief, for a long time. So if folks are out there, how can they, what do they, how can they use the basics of self hypnosis?
Well, let's
Maybe
kind of
what is
start a
it?
little, yeah, let's start like with just explaining like what are the basics? What is it, self-hypnosis? So self-hypnosis is a trance-like state of mental relaxation and heightened suggestibility. Say that 5 times fast.
Mhm.
So I've always said, it's a state of heightened suggestibility. Anyone can enter into this hypnotic state. And all you need to do is, have the motivation to want to be hypnotized. Find yourself a, quiet, comfortable place to relax and focus your attention for a little while on going into this hypnotic state. Um, so it's ultimately where we can go in our mind when we get into this heightened state of suggestibility to give suggestions that we want so that we can change and become the person that we were meant to be.
Nice, nice. So what are some benefits of it?
So some of the benefits are, I mean, people use hypnosis for everything, like every possible thing you can even imagine is possible with hypnosis. But just to give you, a few seeds of ideas, you can use hypnosis, self-hypnosis, to improve your focus, to become more confident, to become more motivated, to get yourself to do those things that maybe you don't feel like doing, going to the gym, writing in your book. Maybe some people, they have these goals that they want to achieve in their life, but they don't take the action toward them because they're just not
Mhm.
motivated. But hypnosis is a wonderful way to just get yourself into that state of mind, where you can can make yourself do things that you didn't really feel like doing. You can make yourself get up early. You can overcome fears that, people have like fears of going to the dentist. I had fears of going to the dentist, going and getting, I had needle phobia. I could not, I mean, I would cry like a little baby if I was going to
Mhm.
go have to, get blood taken or get a shot or something like that. I'm totally okay with that now. Not going to go to the Red Cross and donate blood. Like, I'm not doing this stuff voluntarily, but I can get my stuff done, whatever I need to. I was afraid of the dentist, and I just had a filling replaced about a month ago. And it was like this ugly, ugly old filling way from the like 25 years ago. That was like one of those silvery, ugly fillings. And it's gone now. It's white. It's
Right.
beautiful. And
Yeah.
I went through it. Was I a little bit nervous? Yes, but I wasn't the way that I used to be before I I was using self-hypnosis throughout the whole process. So you can use it for overcoming anxiety, stress, helping yourself to sleep better. You can use it to change your mindset, any limiting beliefs that you have, anything around success, money, relationships, abundance. There's like the sky is literally the limit here. I used self-hypnosis to help me run a marathon. I used I used self-hypnosis to lose weight. Just in the last, believe it or not, it's exactly 1 month to this day that I got on the scale, and I weighed a number I haven't weighed in probably like a decade or more. And somehow, I don't know what happened over the last, probably sitting here in these 3-hour conversations with developers.
Right.
Because I didn't have a lot of fun. It wasn't like I was eating donuts or cake or anything. I haven't even had anything of the sort. No pasta, no pizzas, no anything like that. And somehow I managed to put on all this weight. And anyway, rather than just be a victim to it and say, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I programmed myself and I changed my strategy. And I know it sounds like a lot, but in 1 month, I've lost 11 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done, especially
And
for a woman. That's challenging. Yeah.
yeah. And of my height,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I've been, using self-hypnosis, obviously counting calories, going to the gym, and, really just understanding this whole concept, that, I mean, I know for myself that there's the on version and there's the off version. And the on version is turned on by self-hypnosis. And it's the only difference that I make is, I go in, and program my mind and tell it what I want. And I know exactly the number on the scale. I'm going to have it by, April 1st. It will be that number. And you will see when I go to Orlando and give my keynote speech in, February and March, you will see 2 more decades down. You'll
Right.
see a changed person. You'll see the person that you probably saw like a couple of years ago at HypnoThoughts.
Right.
So, it happens sometimes. But self-hypnosis, that gives me the power. So that's what self-hypnosis is. It gives you the power, puts you in control to do whatever you want.
Now, some people may think it sounds a lot like meditation. Can you talk about the difference between self-hypnosis and meditation?
Yeah, absolutely. So self-hypnosis, when you're in self-hypnosis, you are focused on a very specific goal. You are giving yourself suggestions, and you're, planting suggestions into your subconscious mind. So that's really the goal of self-hypnosis. Whereas meditation, you know, traditionally, because these days they're calling meditation. I mean, you see these meditation apps out there, including mine. And they, there's no difference in these apps between a guided meditation and a self-hypnosis, right? So the guided meditations in these apps, they are self-hypnosis. They're just not calling it that. Insight Timer, they won't let me upload anything that I call hypnosis. So all I got to do is just shorten the induction a little bit. Tell people just to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about your thing, and then have them come out a little, quicker. And
Mm.
so guided meditation and self-hypnosis are essentially the same thing. Now, traditionally, meditation in and of itself, is just really an open, unfocused exploration of an inner experience. It's really just about either clearing your mind. I mean, there's so many different types and forms of meditation too. There's mindfulness meditation where you're just like, thinking about, you're not even thinking about, you're just, experiencing everything that's going on in your internal, external environment. There's silent meditation. I mean, there's a bunch of different types of meditation, whereas there's only really one type of self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis is just reprogramming the subconscious mind and doing it yourself. Whereas, meditation, I mean, there's just, so many different, types, and it usually doesn't involve any type of suggestions or affirmations in and of itself. So, hypnosis, is usually a longer, more luxurious, deeper induction, a little bit more of a coming out process. Whereas meditation is just like close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then, think about this and just allow yourself to kind of explore that concept a little bit. So that's kind of
Mm.
like the differences.
But there's a lot of similarities too, aren't there?
Absolutely. So those are the ways that they're different. They're similar in that, both of them, you're getting relaxed. You're definitely going to relax your mind. You're going to relax your body. Both of them typically involve some sort of focus, some sort of concentration. So you're focused on your breathing, you're focused on the affirmations, you're focused on the suggestion, you're focused on something specific. So that's where they're similar. Both of them are going to help you to reduce stress, reduce anxiety. Both of them can ultimately lead you to a place of having more clarity in your life, having more insight on something. And both of them have the potential to help you to expand your consciousness, expand your awareness, and improve yourself.
Nice. So, what would you say how is it different then from hypnosis and hypnotherapy, self-hypnosis?
Yeah, so you have in the family of hypnosis in and of itself, you have self-hypnosis, you have hypnosis, you have hypnotherapy, and so self-hypnosis is also another word for auto suggestion,
Hmm.
and so self-hypnosis is just simply you're you're doing it yourself, and it just involves you bringing yourself into that relaxed state of mind, that receptive state of mind. Hypnosis in and of itself is the state, so that's the state that you go to, whether you're doing it yourself or someone else is doing it. You're going into it, so it's the state, and it's a naturally occurring state of focused attention, where you become more responsive, more receptive to receiving suggestion. And again, this could be induced by yourself, it could be induced by a hypnotist. And then there's hypnotherapy. And the way because when you get certified in hypnosis, then you get certified in hypnotherapy. And so the way I like to differentiate hypnotherapy from hypnosis is hypnotherapy uses hypnosis, but it uses it to take you into deeper therapeutic processes like uncovering unconscious patterns, relieving anxiety, resolving phobias, working on traumas. And I actually think of it more as like a therapy that you're doing under hypnosis. And so it's more like that interactive process between a hypnotherapist and the client.
Fantastic. So, how can a person get started with their own self hypnosis?
So there are a lot of ways that you can get started. You can, learn about it through, reading a book. You can take my online self-hypnosis video training course. You can actually download my app and listen to your own, self-hypnosis. But if you wanted to just kind of like start it on your own without any of these other tools, the steps would be simply this. Number one, you want to think about like, what do you want to use self-hypnosis for? I always ask people, because sometimes like people will message me. And a lot of people like, they think about like hypnosis as like a fun thing or because they've seen it on stage shows and it is fun. You're a stage hypnosis. So, um, people think about hypnosis as a fun thing, and it can be a fun thing, but like when you're thinking about it to improve the quality of your life, you're thinking about making a change in your life. I always just ask people like, because they want to know about hypnosis and and trance, and they just want to experience it. But I think of it more in the sense of like, what do you want to accomplish? Why do you want, what is it that you want to accomplish? Now, if you just want to accomplish relaxing, then, that's certainly a goal. But, so I always have people set a goal, about what, why they want to use it. Then you want to think about what would, if you were, going to achieve that goal, what would you need to be saying to yourself? What would be the words that would be there to, what, like if you had a coach, you had your own self coach in your mind, what would you be saying to yourself? What are the affirmations that you would be using? What would the person who has achieved that goal be seeing? And what would that person who has achieved that goal be feeling? So you want to ask yourself those 3 questions. So first, the goal. Second, ask yourself about what it is that you would need to be experiencing. And then once you have done that, I always suggest people kind of write their own little script. You just sort of like jot down, you just bullet points, because it can be a little bit, when you go into relaxation, your mind can kind of start darting all over the place. And, so you want to like kind of have an objective of what you're going to do when you go into that state. Now, when, to evoke the state of hypnosis, you want to find yourself a nice, quiet place where you're not going to get distracted. Turn off your phone, get yourself into, comfy clothes. You want to, just set yourself some, realistic expectations. And then I just think of it in terms of, I want to keep it really simple. I think of, you want to relax the mind and you want to relax the body. Those 2 things need to ultimately happen for you to achieve a state of self-hypnosis. So, and then I think in terms of, to make it really easy, 2 sets of 10. So think in terms of 10 places on your body that you can relax from head to toe. Your head, your face, your neck, your shoulders, just think about these 10 areas all the way down to your feet. So 10 things to relax. And then that's relaxing the body. Relaxing the mind. Think of walking down a set of 10 stairs and saying, I'm going deeper between each set. 10, 9, 8, and that's relaxing the mind. So that's the most simple way to explain it. And once you get into that state, that's where you want to practice. What am I seeing? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? And so you take yourself through the affirmations, you take yourself through the visualizations, and you take yourself through the feeling. And then you bring yourself out, count to 1 to 3, bring yourself out. And so that's ultimately, that's how you go into self-hypnosis.
Fantastic. So, anything that we should be aware of as we're practicing this?
Absolutely. So, self-hypnosis, it is a really, really effective tool for helping you to take control of your life. I mean, it really can, as you can see. I've changed so many things in my life, and I've helped so many other people change thousands of things in their life. So it's super powerful. But one of the things to keep in mind, that it is not a magic pill. It is not an overnight magic cure all. There are, sometimes where you need to practice it on a fairly consistent, regular basis for a period of time before those seeds that you're planting, because that's what you're doing when you're putting those suggestions and the visualizations and the feelings in, is it's just a seed that's going in and being planted. And, it takes time sometimes before you see that seed manifest into reality. And so we want to realize that it is something that you need to be consistent with. And on the total other end of the spectrum is that, hypnosis should not be considered a substitute. Self-hypnosis shouldn't be considered as a substitute for, going and getting professional help if you're dealing with something extremely serious. You don't want to, like, if you're dealing with your own severe trauma, if you're dealing with your own depression, you're dealing with a life-threatening situation, you're dealing with, something that's severe, you might want to seek, professional help and have another hypnotherapist. Hypnotherapy can help you with a lot of things. But to try to do some of these on yourself, if you haven't had the experience, you can, probably you could create more damage than good. And so that could override a lot of the benefits. So I would highly suggest, even, for the, person who's, highly motivated to learn self-hypnosis, I would recommend, just even sitting with a hypnotherapist and having them take you through the process so that they can check how you're responding. And so that's just another tip is, sometimes to learn self-hypnosis, go see a professional. That's just another way that you can learn, is go see somebody, and they'll teach you they'll teach you exactly how you're supposed to feel, and, help you through the process. And then you'll have a lifelong tool that you can use to change your life for the better, for the rest of your life.
Such a powerful tool to learn. Hey, we hope that you have enjoyed this episode and it's given you some insight into self-hypnosis and how it can help you to take control of your life. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes of the Power of Your Mind podcast.
Yes, thank you. And thank you so much for your great questions. I hope this has been informative for our listeners. And please do share this podcast with your friends, your family. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and keep an eye out for my Believe app, which should be, if not already in the app stores, it should be there soon. I just know it. And so until then, keep using the power of your mind to reach your goals and live your best life of abundance and joy. Thanks for listening.